Alrighty, folks. Wolf190D here, playing as Rasamir in the medieval Dynasty game. They've come out with some recent updates, and it's kind of caught my attention. Um, the ability to the ability to co-op on this now, actually. So that's part of the reason I'm kind of returning to this little bit of a classic. I played it for a while back. Actually, it's really cool as far as settlement builders are concerned. Unlike DayZ, it's not just strict survival, dealing with a bunch of nonsense from other players and whatnot. Apparently, you can create. So I'll be coming back to that at some point. The co-op mode, that is. So early on, if you're just starting out, I like to run through here, grab some materials. Let's see here, stick along the path. Right, so things I'm gonna kind of be going over today is, if you're kind of stuck where to settle, and there's different schools of thought with this. Let me get down here though and get this party started. And also, I'm trying to get a feel for kind of how I want to work this particular series. What to do, what not to do. I've kind of been farting around, refreshing my memory on certain things. But anyway, you come down here and you talk to this guy, Unagast. And dialogue options. Those I'm gonna leave up to those. How do you want your story to unfold? Okay, so it is a survival game. So food, hydration, those are going to be important things. Staying warm enough when it gets cold out. Now, what I did do with this is it's normal difficulty. So if it seems like it's you're having more of a challenge, adjust your difficulty. So I'm just going to play this on normal for now. Left pretty much all the settings alone except for the seasons. I upped that to 4 days to a season. The game I'm playing around on, I had actually upped it to 10. And it seems like things are taking a little too long. So for the purposes of progression, at least for now, this is just kind of like a trial run on what I want to do. So location. Where do we want to start our settlement? And there's different schools of thought with this. Some people have actually said to start your settlement like right over around here near Gustovia. And actually, I had done that back in the day originally. When I first started playing this, I took that advice, and it does. It speeds up. It speeds up when you produce materials and things like that. You can actually just run them back into Gustovia real easy. I've started, the one I'm kind of playing around on. I've actually started building my settlement more up in this area, somewhere midway between Denica and Gustovia. However, this time I might want to consider trying something a little different because if I recall correctly, uh, Branika's got a nice set of iron mines and stuff up in this area here, or is it Branica? Um, and Baronica, I think, also has certain things over there. So maybe we'll cross over the river today. Um, And yeah, I don't have any locations for wild animals as of yet. But the forests appear to be less densely populated over on that side. I do generally like to build on streams, or at least close to the water. So where to build? Where to build? I've also I've also done games where I built like on this, but this is kind of remote, and it makes traveling back and forth rather difficult. So there again, it just depends. Where do you want to settle? What do you want to be by? What do you want your settlement to look like and do? And there's a lot of settlements up here too, so that could get actually really crowded. Um, Now we could come down on this little spit of land here. It's actually a really important kind of crossroads. All of the trade almost would go through there. This would make actually a really good location for like a trading settlement or something. How nearby is wood? We'll have to see. Okay, that's weird. Stamina management. Sometimes it's important. Remember, you're starting off early, so you kind of have nothing. Inspector mode doesn't do a whole lot right now, does it? Let's check the map real quick. Yeah, see, that's getting up closer to those other villages and stuff over there. All right, let's go on down to the peninsula, all the way down to the peninsula. Now, as you're out and about and running around, you do want to keep your eyes peeled for barrels down by the and fallen carts. Oh, look, we got a stone knife. That's actually going to save us a little bit of time and perhaps aggravate that little island right there. Like I said, something tells me, and yes, the further you get away from the first town that you come across, the more difficult it can be on some of these quests because that's a lot of distance to run, right? However, oh look, there we go, a copper spear. It actually would be a really nice place for a settlement. And again, it's going to be within easy access of the mines. Denica's just up the road. You're getting away from Gustovia here, but again, this is actually kind of a really important crossroads. There's a lot of traffic that goes through here. This would actually be a decent enough place to settle. Hey, you get room for cropland. Actually, really important. It being close to water. Let's go ahead and take all those carrot seeds. Ooh, cherry tree seedlings. Okay. And there's mountains in the vicinity, so bronze sickle. And yeah, there again. Keep your eyes out for these little goodie bins. Oh, there's perch there. Okay. Yes, explore, explore, explore. And I think yeah, remember what they say, location, location, location. A nice enough spot to call home. Alright, so we're going to need to first of all craft a stone axe or 2 or 3. So I'm going to go ahead and make, no not 4, I'm going to go ahead and make 2. Let's take the stone axe, I'm going to set it over there. Okay, and let's go ahead and start the foundation, I think. Yes, yes. So let's go ahead. We'll start the foundation on a simple small wattle house. Okay. And I actually want to put this so that the window at the back of the house kind of looks out on that beautiful view over that lake there. Let's go ahead and put it up on this high spot too. That will be nice. Oh yes, and do be aware of falling trees. That would actually hurt you. Let's go ahead and make a couple of wooden hammers. And you do need logs for that. Wolfie, why didn't you build a why didn't you just start working on the house and drop off all that weight? Um, because I needed a hammer. And the nice thing is that as you chop trees down and you process them into usable logs, you get sticks and feathers off of it too. Now another thing I like to do is have a wooden shovel handy, because those stumps, if you're wondering what to do, if you're wondering what to do with those stumps, well, they provide an extra log. So we can see, we can come over here. Large rocks. Whoop, heads up. So yeah, it is a lot more realistic in that. A falling tree, you know, if the tree kicks back and hits you, it's going to hurt. Just be aware of that, folks. All right, we got the framing done. Now we need to go find some straw. All right, so let's go ahead and start collecting some straw, because we got to thatch our roof. All right, now skills, early skill establishment. What I do like to do, what I really like to do, is put a point into each of these base knowledge skills that increase your. All right, and we can go ahead and start. Now, you know, you can. Normally, I do this a little different. I'll actually have the logs handy first, but let's go ahead and get this thing under roof. Build, build, build. Switch back over to. Now, if you're wondering about trees, birch trees are kind of the softest of the trees, as it were. They only provide 2 logs, 3 if you include the stump. So they're not particularly I mean, so for me, if I see like these birch tree saplings, I actually just clear them out. I prefer to promote the growth of either firs or, more preferably, even maple, and get these roofs, get this house under roof. And I think I got enough sticks to go ahead and finish this off. Oh. Yes, and be aware, you know, if you're on the hunt for a wife, that does remind me that I'm dirty now. You actually can't romance you actually can't romance the girls or woo the women if you're dirty. They say, yeah, you need a bath first, stinky. And I mean, hey, doesn't it work like that in the real world? You don't want to go out on a date smelling like you just crawled out of a horse's tail end. Always check which way the trees. Typically they do fall away from you, but just be aware of the direction that they decide. And like I said, personally for me, the birch, I tend to clear cut those. Down the road, you can play with more advanced forestry techniques that will promote for, because the trees do grow. Those little saplings that you pull up and use for sticks, they actually will over time become trees, right? So it is something to keep in mind. And then we'll come over here and chop. And you would think a big darn tree like that would provide like 3 logs. No, it doesn't. The birches, like I said, you get 2 logs off of the trunk, and then you get 1 off the stump. So birch provides 3. And just keep that in mind. So your numbers are going to be like 4. I think maples provide 4 plus the stump. Firs get 3 plus the stump. Birch gets 2 plus the stump. Yeah, so now we're just going to button this house up. And we are... And there we go. We have our brand spanking new home. Crafting? No, not handcrafting. It's under decorations. Yes, okay. I'm just going to put that right there. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never hurt me. And yeah, you do want to grab up a bunch of sticks and things of that nature, things of that sort. Because crafting does become actually really important. And I have messed around with either ways of this. Don't make the mistake, please do not make the mistake of building like hunting cabins and stuff like that from the get-go. I mean, yeah, it can work, but through trial and error, I've kind of found out the best way to get certain things going is to go ahead and build a little workshop. Like I said, the thrown wooden spear is kind of a joke. Let's go ahead and build our workshop. Buildings, production, workshop. And there again, I'm just kind of utilizing the space that I've got right now. Because those crossbow, the bolts, real easy to make, real cheap to make, and early they give you a lot of cash. This is kind of early gameplay, gang. It's just running around. And then we go here and see the only thing we can make right now are spoons. You actually have to buy the schematics for these various kinds of things. But what this does is it allows you to start building up points in crafting. So here I go again on my own, going down the only road I've ever known. And we're back to town. Huh. We got some potential candidates for...
How is life treating you?
Let's see here. What about your skills? Simple, hard work.
About to change. I feel it in my left elbow.
See you around.
Okay. And what about...
Hello there.
Mrs. Law? Well, he might be good to hire just to work in the kitchen. Doesn't get along well with other people.
How can I help
So
you?
that means he's kind of out for running a tavern or something like that. So he likes field work. Okay. And no tinkering for him, so... She married an idiot. This is actually kind of a funny story. You do want to pay attention to this one. Oh, I'm sure you're exaggerating. And she says, I'm not. How exactly does his doubtful intellectual prowess trouble you? Let's see here. He was supposed to sell one of our cows. Told him specifically the price. We need the coins now more than ever. Can you guess what he comes home with? What do you want to go with? Nothing. A handful of seeds, really? Magic seeds. Wait, doesn't this sound familiar? Wait, they weren't even seeds. It was just a bunch of rabbit droppings. Wow. Dude, I think idiot is putting it mildly. Idiot might even be putting it nicely. Oh my God. You wake up feeling refreshed. Go check the rabbit trap. And look at that. Be very, very quiet. I'm hunting wabbit. Fetch me another spoon. Okay, we've made some more spoons. We got a new level in production. Crafting, sewing, and cooking knowledge. I'm going to be doing more crafting in all honesty, so let's go ahead and put that point into crafting and then take a look at our tech level. Now, the plates and the bowls are actually useful items, especially if you're going to build a kitchen. So let's hold off on that for the time being. And actually, yes, we did unlock the kitchen to put the kitchen. Almost a central location, perhaps. I do like to have a kitchen handy. It's let's go ahead and put the kitchen right here. Now there are wolves up here, so if you're wondering why I'm going to take this side track, bunch of berries. That would come in handy with a forager down the road, of course. Oh, there they are. Broadleaf plantains. Like to have those handy. They do come in handy big time. But don't take my word for it. Now, I know I'm not really showing it right now, but I wonder actually if memory serves me right, certain vendors are better to sell certain items at. Um, but it could be me sort of confusing it with something else. There you are. Oh, no, no, it's the mushroom soup. And here she sells pigs. So if you want a pigsty, you come. This is one of the early places you can go for that kind of stuff. Okay. Whoa. You see what I mean about paying attention? Yeah, let's start to dig up some of these stumps. Logs, logs, logs. Okay, that whole thing. Okay, so we built ourselves a kitchen. And I think you get more XP towards it if you use the building that it's specifically for. And there again, don't worry so much about overstocking certain items, especially like food items, ones that degrade and turn into rot. Just stick them in your compost bin, turn them into fertilizer. All right, now if you're doing doing this quest yourself, there's one of two ways you can do this. You know, if you want to do it the real, you know, the actual way, you just continue along this path. All right. Continue along this path. Is there anything here? No, I think I've already cleaned that one out. And you come to a patch of blood. Alright, and then you follow the blood, follow the blood, follow the blood. Follow the blood some more. Oh, there it goes. Okay. And then it cuts back on this path. And you follow the blood, follow the blood. Or what you could have done is simply, remember that stream that we crossed over down there? You could just follow the stream up. So, either way. But there's the blood, there's the blood, there's the blood. Up, and there he is. He's chilling right here. Hugo. And while you're here chatting, just kind of chilling with Hugo, remember those eggs that we talked about? You can raid this bird's nest. Now, that being said, and then you just come down the stream. To see, you could follow that stream up. Let's go ahead and eat that porridge. And runs off down the hill. Uh-oh. Nope, 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 nope. Go away. And this is why running at night is dangerous. Kitchen. We're going to go ahead and roast that meat. Incidentally, no, not handcrafting buildings, production. Can we build the smithy yet? And there's still a little ways to go on the smithy, which is okay. That's
Any bandits in the area?
what I need to do, though, is probably get a field, at least a small field going. Grow some carrots so you can make stew. It's always a good idea.
No more snowball fights. At least there's still mud.
How do you do?
These people are my cause. She doesn't like foraging.
Have a nice day. How are you?
How lovely. There's nothing like getting started.
Heroes, but I don't want to be one.
We'll work for food
See you
and
soon.
water.
And some firewood.
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and take the money. My services are not free. Oh, and Nadar, actually,
How do
speaking
you
of
do?
Nadar, show me your wares. Okay. That means we can get a basic little bag. Simple bag, I think is what it is. Let me see here. I'm gonna go ahead and I don't want to buy 5 of them. Let's buy 3 of those, and then buy some carrot seeds. That'll give me a 3x3 plot. I can plant 9. Yeah, let's do that. And then we need some fertilizer. That'll allow us to get a small garden patch going. Gardening. And you can actually just kind of like creep your way along the field. Okay, and then we need the resource bag, the bag. So you chop up the ground, you spread your fertilizer. This is where having animals too comes in big time handy, like chickens and stuff, because you can take the manure, you process the manure, and then turn it into fertilizer. And the rot too. And you take your rot. Okay, so you pull up your field bag, you go into field, and let me see, carrot seed. So see, carrots you can do 2 ways. You can plant in the spring, harvest in autumn. You can plant in winter, harvest in summer. So carrots are nice for that reason, because they have a much longer growing season, or rather, anyway. But they take 2 seasons to come in, so be sure you get enough of them when you do them. That's why I'm doing just a little tiny plot right now here next to the kitchen. Make a little herb garden for various dishes and things of that sort. I don't remember how much carrots come in, but there it is. First things first. Let's check our recipes. Actually, I think I best go through here. And mushroom soup is cheap, but you have to have 3 different kinds of mushrooms: the bolete, parasol, and the red pines. Stew, on the other hand, is simply 2 meats, 2 carrots, and a wooden bowl. So, what we're going to want to do also is purchase the wooden bowl scheme. And then we can go ahead and buy the stew. Meat and carrots. And we've got this crate of rye to deliver. But first, again, let's see here. We got some logs in there and a mess of sticks. So here's what we're going to go ahead and do. Let's go ahead and craft. And remember, I think these are by 5. No, stop that. These are by 5. So if we say 4, that'll give us a nice stack of wooden bowls we can have ready. All right, we'll take a short break while while he's carving that up. now we can build the.
It's biting cold. There's a real nip in the air. Should have put on something warmer.
Man, we ain't even in the wintertime yet, buddy. What are you talking? Okay. Now, the smithy. Gonna want to buy wooden bolts. And from the hunting lodge. Let me see here. We want stone arrows and a bow. Weapons, wooden weapons. Ah, there we go. Crossbow bolts. Alright, so we're entering into the next season. funny. I went to sleep in the double bed, and I wake up in the single bed. My boy must be sleepwalking. Okay, so here's what I want to do with that. Let's go with buildings. We're going to go with farming. We're going to go with an orchard. Okay, we'll put one there. Gonna need a bag. We're gonna need a hoe. Before you get all offended, it's a garden tool. Alright, and the only thing about trees, so finding trees early is actually really nice. It's just the only thing about them is they take a little while to come to maturity. And then once we get a bow, like really, once you get a bow, you can actually start being a more effective hunter. Complete some quests for the neighbors. And there again, every so often you want to kind of come down the shoreline and check.
Hello, traveler. Have a nice day.
Okay, and we're also supposed to have one successful flirting, so...
Oh,
So you're
it's you
starting a
again.
new settlement, aren't you?
Goodbye.
Find Dalbor and give him a stick and tell him to be a good knight. It is, it's actually kind of cute, isn't it? That takes care of this. This can actually be done relatively quickly. You can wait and do this, or you can take care of it from the get-go. Wait for chapter 3 to do that because it gives you one more towards that. But for this one I have to wait till next summer, so... Where are you, Unigoft? Oh, there... Jesus. He's hiding really well over here, isn't he?
Be welcomed, stranger.
Speaking of which, do we have more skills? We've got 2. Okay, let's go with athlete. Yeah, the nice thing about this is, unlike in other games where if you're like 1 gram overweight, then you can't move or do anything. It's kind of nice in that it allows you to move. You can even sprint on a more limited basis with too much weight. But it gets to a point where, you know, if you carry way too much, then you actually can't move. Which again, you know, it's oh boy. Go away, puppy. Because there's always birds hanging around over here. God, sticks are a high demand item, aren't they? At least right now. My goodness gracious. Need more feathers. Really about all there is to it, isn't there? Have to be careful about traversing through the woods. Okay, there's some deer over there. Okay, so we come up to Denica.
I'd rather be hanging out by the river with my friends.
I believe we haven't met. Want to see my wares?
Okay, and that gives us just enough, I think, to buy enough to make a bow. All right.
Before. Good luck.
It's tough when you run out of money. Yeah, that fox is just going to take off. Got him that time. You see what I mean about the spears just making things really difficult. But this guarantees us enough feathers, I think. Oh god, yes, we've got plenty of feathers now. We can make a couple of stacks of arrows and then finish out the rest of the crossbow bolts. There's that little badger. There's another little badger. Badgers run away until you attack them, which I think does comport with their actual nature. Really? It's already been sprung? Man, this is a fertile little spot. Okay, now we can make a bow. Stone weapons. Now we can make some arrows. Let's go ahead and make 2 of them for now. 2 wads, but it's 10 per. It's 10 per stack, so that's also really nice. And then wooden bolts for selling. All right. We are now equipped for the hunt. Now, the one nice thing about the hunting cabin, I will say this, the nice thing about the hunting cabin is that it allows you to dry meat, which dried meat keeps a whole lot better. Let's see, some of our stuff actually is starting to go bad anyway. So like I said, as it rots, just take it and put it in a compost thing, and then you can turn it into fertilizer later. Always a good idea. Alrighty. I think that about does it for today, folks. So, yeah. This has been the Dynasty Diaries. I'm not entirely sure on the name as of yet, but for now I'll call it the Dynasty Diaries. Thanks for stopping by. As always, folks, till next time, this is Wolf190D signing off.